My name's Wayne Thomas, and I'm proud to be a Dino.
Wayne Thomas's association with the University of Calgary has spanned more than half a century. First coming on campus as a freshman in 1964, he joined the basketball team and has been a key factor in the success of the program ever since.
I suppose that's where it started really, was we had watched them play. I saw Lloyd Harris play. He was a legend in our minds. And I saw Skip Morgan play, and he was to be my teammate. And we were just excited to be part of something we'd seen, and was exciting for us to be in.
He was part of history himself in 1966 when the Dinos hosted the national championship tournament in the Red Gym after winning the school's first ever Canada West title. They made it all the way to the national final, the furthest a Dinos basketball team would get until 50 years later.
It was in the Red Gym. They put temporary seating up in the ends to expand the seating. It was full. There was a great anticipation. At that time, there were games on television. So there would be a game of the week from the East, never from the West, but from the East. And so we knew some of these guys, and to us, they were kind of legendary guys. So Acadia had Steve Konchalski and Brian Heaney. Well, both of them were very well known later on. And Windsor had several imports on their team, which again was an aura that we weren't used to in Western Canada. So there was some real excitement just being the home team and having all our people there. It was a terrific weekend.
He didn't just play basketball either. In an era where many athletes appeared on multiple teams, Thomas also played football and even spent part of a season as goalkeeper for the soccer team. After making 10 catches in one football game, he headed into a photo shoot with football coach Dennis Kadatz, and an iconic image was born.
That photograph probably is the one photograph in my whole athletic career at the university that's maybe best known. There were a lot of good posed photographs, and that was fun to do, and I got a kick out of it. I thought it was neat.
After his university career finished, Wayne embarked on a 30-year career as a teacher and coach in Calgary high schools, where he shaped the lives of young men and women over decades. He always maintained his relationship with the university, however, and even took over as head coach for part of a season.
What struck me with Wayne is his unique ability to balance a gruff kind of old school version of coaching with a true care for his athletes. And I think that's what makes him uniquely special as a coach and as a person. He holds people accountable, but at the same time shows you that he really cares about you while he's doing it, and I think that's why he has so many special relationships.
Van Horen invited Thomas to join him as an assistant coach in 2003, and later that year the Dinos won their first conference title in a decade and lost the national semifinal by just 2 points.
I think he probably wanted me as insulation from some of the alumni. I don't know, but he invited me to come and join him on the coaching staff, and we had fun. We had a good time, and I really enjoyed coaching those guys, and I realized more and more the quality of young people.
More recently, Wayne has been instrumental in setting up the Sixth Man Club, an organization dedicated to supporting Dinos men's basketball through fundraising, mentorship, and coaching.
Wayne is pivotal. He's the catalyst to bringing all those relationships together, and that value, as you know, when you're talking about creating support and generating funding and that kind of thing, is all about relationship development. So who better to do it?
In the fall of 2016, Wayne pulled together the Pioneers of Dinos basketball event to help celebrate UCalgary's 50th anniversary. More than 100 alumni came back for that event, and the Sixth Man Club raised more than $300,000 for the program over the course of the year.
He is the storyteller. He's the script writer. He's the guy that, in the end, he's usually quiet at meetings, and then when his vision of whatever it is we're talking about is sort of released, everybody's listening. So he's a mentor to all of them. I think he's the age-old wizard of our group, and we're very fortunate to have him.
I'm very proud to be a member of this Hall of Fame.
Inducted into the University of Calgary Dinos Hall of Fame in the Builder category with the class of 2017, Wayne Thomas.
It's hard to be an age-old wizard. Thank you so much, Dinos, friends, family, and UC staff organizers. I want to give a special nod to teammates from my playing days, which were, as is rather obvious, a long time ago. In fact, 50 plus years ago. Ours was the era of the original Converse All-Star running shoes, which my mother refused to let me buy because they were far too expensive, $11 or $12 at the time. We had $400 a year tuition fees and a school population of about 2,500. We knew almost everyone on campus, certainly to see, if we didn't know them personally. We old Dinos will certainly wax poetic about our glory days, as is the case with every generation, as we've seen. We've just been around long enough that we tell our old stories time and again. The most vivid of our memories as Dino team members, fans, and supporters are really about the people with whom we have enjoyed these many years. Teammates like Steve Sparks, Clarence Amulong, Joe Smith, even Skip Morgan, Robin Fry. I am pleased tonight to tell you that I'm definitely not the oldest guy in the building because my high school coach, Martin Lundmark, is here. And speaking of coaches, we were blessed to have people who were intense about what they were doing, who had a vision for where they wanted to go. Not the least of which was John Dewar, who was my first coach at U of C. Don Newton, Gary Howard, who many of you know, and Dr. Dennis Kadatz, who was known as and should still be known as the Big Dinny. Terrific guy who was the first football coach at U of C and remains a good friend today and a great supporter of this program. I must include the irrepressible Jack Newman, for many years the U of C Sports Information Director. So many people refer to Jack as the most enthusiastic guy in the Dino family. He was so much to so many of you. I know that he was the biggest Dino backer that we all know. I want to acknowledge one of his compatriots as well, Ken Newens, who is a big supporter of our program and amateur sport across Calgary. Ken is still with us as a supporter today, and he'll slip into the stands, watch the games. Great guy. I want to also thank David Wells from Lethbridge, who is a little nervous in this audience, but we welcome Dave and thank you very much for coming. My family are and have been for years loyal Dino fans, and most of them are U of C alumni. My wife Alwyn and I are often joined in the stands by our daughter Karen, her family, and when we're traveling, sometimes our daughter Christy and her family. Assorted husbands and grandchildren. Kelly, thank you. In fact, our number one grandson, Cole, blurted out his first complete sentence at the 2004 Nationals in Halifax when he saw a man walking. I appreciate the volunteers and supporters of the Dinos program. Great Dinos legends like Dean McCord, the longtime self-described all-round athlete who has volunteered much of his extended teenage life as the managing director of the Dinos basketball operations. One of my very good friends, Adam Kleitch, was affectionately known as the Fan, who attended every Dinos game, home and away, for about a 10-year stretch starting in the early 2000s. He unstintingly volunteered his time and resources with our six-man club, and we've not had a more committed supporter. We've all watched amazing Dinos over the years, from Tom Bishop,
Carl Tillman, John Roden, through John Vigna, Richard Bonney, Ian Minifee. I had the pleasure of coaching some of those guys. I coached John Riad, Chris Wright, the Beckering brothers, Robbie Sahota, through the outstanding teams that Dan has today. I said in that piece that I was most impressed with the quality of our student athletes. And I really appreciate hearing from Kelly and from Stephanie their impressions of their teammates and how dearly they hold them. I can tell you that the young people that we have representing the University of Calgary today are of that same quality. As a representative of the six-man club, I'm honored to be inducted into the U of C Dinos Hall of Fame. I want to thank Jeff Thompson, Sandor Kish, and the other club directors, along with so many others who've come before to contribute in many ways to the building of our men's basketball program. Thank you to Christine Stapleton, our outstanding athletic director, to Ben Matchett, our associate director, and to those people who are responsible for organizing the event tonight. And again, thanks to the whole Dinos family